This is definitely Shed2Ed, episode 17. And I love a fight week like this. Because people ask me, who's fighting this weekend, Devin? And I get to say, Arman Tsarukyan is taking on Mateusz Gamrot. And then I get that look. Because nobody knows who these guys are, but this is going to be a great fight, Steve. I'm looking forward to it. Because, you just keep winning. The wins keep coming for you. How'd you do last week?
Did pretty good last week. Went back on track. Went 5-2 in the draft, and I was up about $20.
Last week you did go 5-2. I went 2-4, so that puts you up to $65 for the season. 25 last week alone.
Let's go. Easy $25 there. I'll throw that all towards the gambling here now.
Last week, Josh Emmett squeezed out the decision against Calvin Kattar. It was a close fight. I enjoyed watching it. Bit disappointed Kattar didn't pull out the W.
Yeah, I was disappointed that Josh didn't get the KO. So it was a good fight. It was nice that it lasted the entire time. It was a great fight to watch. I don't know which way it should have gone with the decision there, but glad Josh won it for me and for the draft.
Right, draft battle. As we both know, for those at home who aren't aware, it's a $5 pick. You pick the winner. If you're right, you get $5. If you're wrong, your opponent gets $5. So you went 5-2, giving you a net $15. I went 2-4, giving you another $10, putting you up $25 last week.
Let's go. Let's keep it rolling, man.
UFC back at the Apex in Vegas. Got that small crowd. Umar Nurmagomedov, first pick of the week for me. Thiago Moises, first pick of the week for you.
Yeah, I really had to rack my brain about this one here. A lot of guys with high odds here. Wasn't sure about Shavkat taking on Neil Magny, so I just jumped one down, took Moises. He should have taken this one pretty easily.
Yeah, and Nurmagomedov, that last name, it is magic. And he's about 90+% win probability, so I'll take him.
Yeah, easy call there.
And then I grabbed Shavkat because you skipped him. I'm looking forward to seeing him. He's 3-0 in the UFC, all finishes. Let's keep that hype train rolling. Sorry, Neil.
Yeah, big hype train. I like Neil. He could definitely lose for sure. I just wasn't comfortable taking him first pick in the draft, Shavkat.
Sometimes Neil can't put it together. Sometimes he can. He is coming off back-to-back wins. I'm looking forward to this fight. Second round, your pick, Arman Tsarukyan. Took him over Mateusz Gamrot. Just leaning with the odds. You like what you see on Tsarukyan?
Yeah, just kind of leaning with the odds. I'm looking down the list here. I'm either going to jump down, maybe take someone like Chris Curtis, but I'll stick with Arman Tsarukyan, kind of play both sides of this main event here. I'll take this side in the draft. I'll take the other side probably on the gambling with the odds. Gamrot's up to about 3.22. I like those odds. But Arman Tsarukyan, very talented fighter, very skilled fighter. So I'm going to take the chance at getting even odds with Arman Tsarukyan here.
I grabbed Chris Curtis. Liking what I see from Chris. I think Hidalgo is advancing in his career. He's coming off of a win. Yeah, Hidalgo is 3-1 in the UFC. Chris Curtis is only 2-0 in the UFC, but he has a bit of a career. I think Chris has a little bit more cage time, a little bit more experience. Yes, Hidalgo is a jiu-jitsu world champion, but this isn't jiu-jitsu. This is MMA, and I think it's going to play to Chris's favor. I picked up Chris Curtis.
Yeah, and look for this one to be probably a fast fight. The average fight length for both of these fighters is about 7.5. That's 1.5 rounds. Sorry, 7.5 minutes, 1.5 rounds. So this one probably only be half a fight. So look for an exciting finish and balls to the wall action for probably 7 minutes.
I like it. Chris does not want to grapple with Hidalgo. We're going to see Chris try to punch this guy in the head instead.
Definitely not. And then TJ Brown, I was just feeling it at this stage in the draft here, was fading a few others on the right side of the table, so I just figured I'd take TJ Brown.
A lot of iffy picks this week. You're going to see us skip. We're skipping half the card on our way through. I grabbed Josh Parisian over Alan Badeau. I think Josh can get it done. I think he's got a little bit more cage time. His fights have been going to decisions, so he's getting that ever so valuable time in the cage to learn how the big show works. And Badeau is 0-2 with another no contest, which was also a TKO loss. So he's effectively 0-3 in the UFC. I'm hoping Josh gets it done this weekend.
Yeah, nice to see some pick'ems go off the board here now. Carlos Ulberg, another pick'em. Odds moved. Carlos is about 1.98 there now. I still like him to beat up Antefan Chukwi, so I'll jump down and take him there as well.
Yeah, looking for Ulberg to take out the Black Samurai. I took Cody Durden. JP Buys, I've seen him fight. I did not like what I saw. I grabbed Cody Durden, just half fading JP. Neither guy has a stellar record, I'm going to be honest, but I'm going Cody Durden that one. And you took Hallie and Paiva.
Yeah, I did. Rare dog on my side here. I'm just going to take Paiva to win the match over Morozov here.
Yeah, Paiva's coming off a loss to Sean O'Malley, but before that, he had 3 wins in a row. I think Paiva could get it done. He was my next pick, but you sniped him from me. I took Boom Kelleher. You took Jinyu Frey. Any reason you grabbed Jinyu Frey?
Pretty much just because of the odds there. I know I'm going to switch it up and take Demopoulos in the gambling picks, so I've just figured I'd take the implied probability on this one, kind of play both sides of it for my final pick. I don't really care about my final pick, so let's go with Jinyu Frey on it.
And that's it. Quick draft, 12 fights, 6 picks each.
Yeah, let's have a look at the card.
Last to be picked, Jinyu Frey, first into the octagon, kicking off the card in the strawweight. I love women's strawweight. Good to see some fresh faces in there.
Yeah, should be good. Jinyu Frey kind of with a bit of an inconsistent record there, so this one kind of go either way. The odds are blown out on one side for some reason. More of a coin toss for me, so I like Vanessa Demopoulos' odds there, plus 220 listed.
The odds are really counting out Demopoulos. Maybe it's because she got knocked down in her last fight and she was losing until she won. You know, she snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. Boom Kelleher. I've seen Kelleher win as a dog so many times that it doesn't even faze me to see him at plus money.
You know, another toss-up for me. I like the plus money on this side. I don't have a whole lot of confidence in Bautista to get this done at the minus 165 price range, so I'm just probably going to avoid this one entirely.
And then buys Durden. Not sure on this fight. Don't want to spend too much time worrying about it. Second half of the prelims, we got Paiva, and then we got Shyalon taking on TJ Brown, and Black Samurai taking on Oberg in a pure pick'em.
Yeah, a lot of interesting fights going on here. So Morozov and Paiva, that one looks like it should be a fun matchup. We got bantamweight here, so not really sure if we're going to see a short fight or a long fight. Usually we see these ones tend to go long, but Paiva's got some finishing power there, so hopefully it's going to lean a little bit short there. Hopefully it's going to lean a little bit towards Paiva's way.
I think if Paiva can get his rhythm going, if he can start strong in round 1 and continue that energy through round 2, might see a late finish. You know, if he can just keep landing strikes, stun him, hurt him, and work towards that KO win, TKO KO, you know. Main card, Curtis Vieta kicking it off. That fight, I'm thinking that's going to be an exciting fight. Don't miss that one.
Yeah, that one's going to be a good one. Over and under set to 1.5. I don't think Rodolfo has had a fight go the decision in the past 10 fights, however long he's been fighting professionally. So this one probably won't last the entire fight. There's one of these guys is going to be finished somehow.
Big time. And you took Nate Maness because he's at plus 600, completely blown out. So you did a little sprinkle on Maness by knockout, hey?
Yeah, look, I'll look at that line later on, see if we can find some good value with that. You know, this fight's probably just going to be Nurmagomedov just wrestling out Nate Maness for like 15 minutes. Nate is going to have to be doing a lot of work in camp for takedown defense and wrestling, getting back up to his feet. But Nate's got some power in those hands. If he can catch him with a 1-2 or catch the jaw hanging, he can knock out Umar and take advantage that way. We've seen it last fight, too, against Tony Gravely.
That is possible, but I think I'm detecting shades of Bobby Green versus Islam Makhachev. Take down in the first 90 seconds, and Nate's not getting up after that.
And then work the way to the back, and then that's it.
That's it, man.
I know, man. Moises and Giagos, that one should be a good fight there as well. Not super confident in Moises' ability to get this one done. He looks good, but he's on a little bit of a skid there recently. I think feeding him Giagos is probably a good way to turn it around, but let's just see it happen.
Let's see it happen. And then we have the final bouts of the night. Little heavyweight bout in that featured slot. Should it be there? I don't know, but the UFC loves to hype the heavyweights, and people like to watch heavyweights. So here it is in the feature slot. Straight pick 'em. Don't expect a knockout out of this one. I think it's going to be a slow, plodding bout, personally.
Yeah, and that's a shame, man. Last week we actually seen 8 knockouts, no heavyweights or light heavyweights on the card. So kind of funny to see it go this way. here now with these heavyweights. Probably not going to see a knockout.
Yeah, last week, 8 TKO KOs. You don't need to be a light heavyweight or a heavyweight to knock somebody out or to TKO somebody. And last week was sure proof of that. Tied the record for most knockouts on one UFC fight card.
Yeah, it was absolutely crazy seeing all of the finishers get fight of the night bonuses. That was nice to see.
Co-main event, Shavkat Rakhmonov, now ranked at number 15, and he's coming for that number 10 slot. If he gets it, he's going to be in a beautiful position in that welterweight division.
Yeah, if he wins this fight, he's just going to be skyrocketing right up these rankings here now. So he'll be top 10, then top 5. Maybe we'll see how far up he can go. But I kind of trust in Neil Magny maybe to put some brakes on the hype train.
Yeah, I think Neil might be able to put the brakes on the train, but if he doesn't, Shavkat could be fighting top 5 by the end of the year.
That's true. Should be a good high-level fight, high-skilled ranked fight here now. Pretty exciting to see Shavkat if he's going to take off, see it really start to get rolling here now.
And then we have our main event. Lightweight division is so deep that these guys are only 11 and 12 in this division, and this is going to be a great fight.
Yeah, 2 of these guys are streaking pretty much, just absolutely insane records of 18 and 2 and 20 and 1. So we got people that don't lose forced in a cage here now. It's going to be great.
That's right. Tsarukyan's loss is to Islam Makhachev. Now he's on a 5-win streak. Gamrot's loss is a split decision to Georgian Viking, and then he's got a 3-win streak after that, I believe. So 3-1 in the UFC, 5-1 in the UFC. Super high-level talents. Neither one of these guys is going anywhere. I think both of them could find themselves in that top 10 in a few months or a couple years' time.
Yeah, I think both of these guys are fairly young there as well, either in the early budding or prime of their careers here now. So these guys are probably going to make it a name for themselves after this fight here now. It should be hyped up, and I think they're going to come out and show out.
Definitely. We might even see them rematch down the line. Sometimes if the division is a bit log-jammed, they need some clarity, they will rematch fights. Depending on how this one goes, we might see a rematch.
Yeah, hopefully it's an exciting one there. Might go the distance, might not. At lightweight, it's pretty okay to see some decent odds there on fights to go short, not go the distance. So it's a toss-up here now if this one lasts the full 5 rounds or not. But should be an exciting 15 to 25 minutes anyways.
It's the first time either gentleman has fought for 5 rounds in the UFC, I believe. So we'll see how they go into that round 4 and round 5.
Yeah, we'll see if they can dig deep and pull out all the stops there.
Next up, we got your gambling picks for this week, Steve. A lot of dogs this week, yeah?
Always a lot of dogs. Trying to pick and choose exactly what I want to have here now. But I do have 4 bets here under the 2.0 decimal mark. I got some new graphics working here now, trying to lay out exactly how I have the bets, how much I'm putting on the bets in unit size there. You can see that all of the bets, except for when it gets down to the real spicy ones on the bottom, all my bets are for a 1 unit profit. So whatever you use as your unit, that's pretty much the confidence level that I've put into all of these unit bets here. So we'll start off at the top. We got Chris Curtis. I like Chris Curtis to win against Adolfo Vieira. The lines, after moving a bit in the draft, it was about 1.59, but we get a bit more value here at 1.77. As I was saying earlier, Adolfo's fights, they don't really last the distance, but in the UFC, you do tend to see some fights go the distance there. We have some mixed styles here now. So Adolfo might be bringing some wrestling. Curtis going to be looking to stay on his feet. So this probably hopefully drag it out there now. If Curtis can't knock him out, if Adolfo can't submit him, maybe this will go to decision. So we put some money down on Chris Curtis to outbox Adolfo Vieira at 9.0 or 8 times payout there.
Not a crazy bet if Adolfo can't get it done early, if his grappling isn't working, if Chris can manage to get out of there and keep it standing and keep distance and just frustrate him on the feet. I think Chris could sail to a decision. Plus 800 is crazy value too. Yeah,
absolutely bonkers value. But what I thought was pretty funny about the Chris Curtis by KO prop was it was actually worse odds than Chris Curtis himself. So just don't play Chris Curtis by KO. it's absolutely blown out because everybody expects Chris Curtis to knock out Vieira here. After that, I like Cody Durden over, is it JP Buys?
JP Buys.
Yeah, I like Cody Durden at this price point over JP Buys. 1.93, a little bit of movement after the draft, but that was okay in our favor. Josh Parisian, same thing, 1.95. I like him over Alan Badeau. I have very little confidence in Milan, so I like the price point here now. Ulberg over the Black Samurai. I like the price here now as well. It went from 1.8 up to 1.98. A lot of times this has happened because money is flooding to the other side. People are picking against what I'm picking, but it's good for me for my value, so I'll take it and run with it here now. Besides that, Paiva. I like Paiva at 2.11. Got a little bit less on this one here now. It was at 2.3 during the draft. But Paiva is one of the smelly dogs of the week there. So I like him to get this one done, and I like it to be done fast. So I'm also going to take the same fight, Morozov versus Paiva, under 2.5. You get 2.46 on the decimal odds here. So I really like that one. Good value for a fight that I think isn't going to go to the distance there, barring a late finish. Hopefully it's under 2.5 here now. We get the payout for that one.
Yeah, I see you took a couple of my picks, actually. You took Durden. I believe I took Parisian as well. So you're playing both sides this week, Steve.
Yeah, I'm flipping to a lot of dogs. I really wasn't sure what to be doing with the draft here now. I liked a lot of dogs. So when we started skipping down the card, taking some pick'ems, you were taking some of my picks anyways, and I like the odds and the pick'em value. The 1.95s, the 1.98s, this is how you'll make your money, not betting on 1.4s the whole time. So
very true. And the lines are shifting. To call these guys dogs is a bit of a stretch. Like plus 110 is pick'em territory, right?
It is. When I look at some of these fights, and if I think that there's, say, coin tosses or 45% chance someone's going to win, and I get triple odds or quadruple odds on these, I'll take that every time. So they're just value plays, hopefully turn into smart plays, but we'll see. There's no way that Nate Maness takes this one to decision and wins by decision. So if he's going to win, it's not going to be by sub. He's not going to out wrestle Nurmagomedov. He's not going to beat him by decision because Umar is going to be winning the rounds probably with ground control. But when they stand up, Nate Maness has some power. And if he catches him with the right hook, if he can stun him and then take him down, ground and pound, finish him out, I take the odds here, the 16.45. I'm looking for a little bit of a fluke and a payout here now in this one, but that's what we're doing. The bottom left here, we got 7.65 units wagered and looking for a max payout here now, 21 and a bit.
Nice. Next week, we got our season finale. We got this pay-per-view. I'm going to do a little look at the featherweight division in the near future, and we're going to talk about why Volkanovski is fighting a guy he's already beaten twice, mostly because he's starting to clear this division out. Volkanovski's got his eyes up at that 155. He wants to move up, get a little double champ action going on. If he can finish Holloway a third time, get him out of there.
Yeah, he's just adding gems to his belt there, kind of running out of certain opponents. Sometimes you see lower ranked opponents get a shot, a fourth or third ranked. Holloway deserves another shot at the championship there now. It's going to make for a good fight. Holloway's a very entertaining fighter, boxer. Volkanovski, absolute beast. This one's going to be a good one. What are you most excited about this week?
Low key, I love a sloppy seconds fight. I like it when two guys have a common opponent they've lost to, and then they have to fight each other. It's great matchmaking. And this week, my boy Parker Porter, who got subbed in the first round once upon a time, he beat Josh Parisian, and he beat Alain Badeau. He's my guy. And these guys are going to fight to see who comes up in second place in the Parker Porter Beats You Challenge. And I'm looking forward to that fight.
Yeah, I'd say you're probably the only one that's looking forward to that fight for that reason, for sure. Besides that, the rest of the main card looks good. Besides that fight, to me, a lot of skill on the card there now. Top two look great. That heavyweight, whatever. I want to see who wins out of Gamrot and Tsarukyan. That one should really clarify some of the rankings there now. See whose career is going to go in what direction. See if we'll link up again, maybe next year or 2 years from now. See if they'll fight again.
I like it. This is definitely a card where you can see the hype and the careers develop when you go from prelims to main event. There's definitely a nice smooth scaling in this card. If you watch from start to finish, you're going to see what I mean. You're going to see this. Demopolis Fray is going to be a fight, but it's definitely relegated to the bottom of the nerd limbs, and you'll see why.
See us next week for the season finale. Adesanya and Cannonier. What are we going to say?
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's see it.